It is live.
It is live to the people. Let's see if it fails. Failure is not an option.
Except it is.
Except today.
It's always an option. You think we have any ability to not fail?
Is it the last half an hour has talked about technical issues? Dun dun. Technical issues. Dun dun. Technical issues. Technical
Brought to you by
issues.
Technical Issues.
Okay.
Technical Issues is a family company.
1-800-555-OO-BUGGER. For all your technical help needs.
Alright, so there the YouTube looks good. The Twitch, of course, the ad they're showing the Thunderbirds, and I just swing it over and says, "We have a situation." I'm like, yeah, you have no idea. You really have no idea. We're live.
Where the fuck did my car go?
I'm just going to wait and see.
There it is.
Right.
All
Are we
the duct
ready?
tape I slapped on this thing is finally holding together, boys.
Then let's do it. Evening, Simmer. Evening, Spider. I know you're in the chat. And we can say, welcome to episode 41 of the Game Won't Play Itself podcast. I am Will McKellar, aka Lard Teamaker. And tonight, I'm unofficially sponsored by Iron Brew. Great. And joining me, as always, up there, is James Atkinson.
Hi. How's it going, everybody? And apparently the first thing I'm sponsored by is Sriracha chili sauce. There's my hashtag sponsored, not sponsored. And I am not taking a sip out of this because I am not a masochist. Just going to go over there.
And also joining us is Chris Hagelman.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Hergel Man, and today I am unofficially sponsored, not sponsored at all, by Bonsai Birdseed. Parakeet diet, specifically.
For all your budgie needs.
For all your budgie needs. Make sure you balance your budgie.
So like balancing your budget.
Exactly.
Yes, with no artificial girders. Because that's what your Iron Brew is
But
made from.
tons of artificial boogles. Or gub boogles.
100%.
Gub Gub Boogles.
100%
Oh,
artificial
yes.
gub boogle. No gub boogles were harmed in the making of this film.
And hi, Ron is also on YouTube.
Yeah.
Hi. So, on tonight's show, we have a couple of news items. We're going to talk about what we've been playing, and a few shout outs, the usual good stuff, and top banter chat in from the chat rooms on the Twitch and the YouTube. And also, by the way, before we start, if you want to help us grow bigger, you can help us by going to Patreon and go to patreon.com/TGWPIS. You can help us out there. Don't have to. It's completely up to you. It's
So
optional.
You could be hashtag sponsor.
And you can get your name every week on the show for being awesome.
Like Kim. Because we love you, Kim.
Like- We do indeed.
By the way, special thanks to Kimberly Bibbiera.
So, no budgies died in the show. One or two come close to the secret missions that are sent on. And so, right now, before the show, I was telling Hergelman about this piece of news that I've kept as a surprise that he'd like, and so we're going to start off with that. And it's to do with one of the bits we're streaming on. It's Twitch. They today announced a thing called the Twitch Affiliate Program, which is for all non-partnered people, and it helps you by doing a few things. You can actually get little, the cheers, the bits that you can get on people's streams, so people can tip you, and you can get little credits and little bits of money for that. That's coming on this affiliate program. You've also got the games where you can buy games that people are streaming and they get a cut from it. That's coming. So basically, it's almost like a discounted version of the Twitch partnership, whereas Twitch partners get a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so basically, there's a couple of bits. Is like, how do you qualify for it? And it's like you need at least 500 total minutes broadcast in the last 30 days, at least 7 unique broadcast days in the last 30 days, an average of 3 concurrent viewers or more over the last month, and at least 50 followers.
I qualify.
Yeah.
I think I qualify for that as well.
Tick Whippies will qualify.
Oh yeah.
By the way, I feel that the way, like, since Chris has turned one way, I have to turn myself the opposite way, so that at least it looks like we're talking to each other. I just have to state that.
You mean
No, you
Just
like
this, or like the fucking Brady Bunch.
you were the other way. Should just
not anymore?
ruined it. Exactly, Sada. It's the Twitch middle class. They're making Twitch great again. Where YouTube is building a wall and trying to make your ad revenue pay for it. Twitch is trying to be inclusive and take in all those YouTube refugees because they have the middle class jobs that are needed to fill their content void.
Holy shit! I didn't think about it that way. As a big fuck you to YouTube.
Oh yeah, no. Here's the thing. So when YouTube started their exodus against creators, I've said that they're only losing out because people are going to move to places like Twitch, to places like Daily Video or Daily Motion or fucking whatever they are, all these other video platforms, because there's more and more and more being made.
VidMe as well. Mimes is like another version of Twitter, so I hope you potentially get media on there. So yeah, that Beam as well.
Yep.
Beam would take people from YouTube. They'll go, yeah, can you come over? You know, we'll go do a deal
Come
for
on
you.
over, we'll treat you nice. Yeah, that's the thing. People don't think that was going to happen, and it's been happening. And I've had discussions with other people who aren't really in the games industry, and they're like, you can't call that. You simply can't. I'm like,
But it did.
Just watch. I'll do it.
We'll see how well this takes off, and whether Twitch scales it back after they realise that a few 100,000 are going to be part of this, because a lot of people are going to start qualifying.
Yeah,
I think that was the point, was that a lot of people are supposed to qualify for this because what they're doing is they're making a way for people to give money to their platform easily and start tossing bits and bobs around to the creators. It's just that, like, the easier they make it to pay the creator, the more times they're going to be able to take a cut. And the more times they can take a cut, the more money they make.
Yeah, and
it's just simple economics.
And the most important thing, and I think we talked about it last week when we talked about YouTube and the whole ad revenue thing. The big thing, and when I read this is because obviously one of the things I look at is, well, why come here? Why do Twitch over this? Is will affiliates receive revenue from bits on their channel? Twitch will provide participating affiliates a share in the Twitch revenue received from bits, equal to 1 cent per bit used to cheer them, subject to certain terms and conditions. So there is kind of your rough answer. 1 bit equals 1 cent. So 100 bits equals $1. So like, where like YouTube is like, you gotta watch like 3.5 videos for 12 minutes, or 1 video for 35 minutes, or 10 videos for 25 seconds. There's a hardcore number. Just cut and dry. 1 bit equals a cent. And Twitch probably takes a cut of that, probably a majority cut of that, but still, that is a better cut than you would get on a YouTube video.
Yeah, because you've also got, as Simmer just says, qualify now, then there will be another level in months to come, like 10 viewers, and you get a free skin for your budgie gun.
Which, by the way, isn't a gun for shooting budgies. It's a gun that is shaped like a budgie.
I'd hate to show you where you load it. And Spider's like,
it's a flintlock. It's the mouth. People are really getting the wrong idea right away.
Spider, I think what you're talking about with like them coming in and like providing tools, like Twitch alerts and stuff. I think the reason why they haven't done that is because there is such a huge third party assets to that. I mean, if you think about it, Twitch really only provides the platform for streaming. This tools for streaming like OBS, XSplit, Game Show, those are all third party programs. You look at Twitch alerts, now Streamlabs. You look at Nightbot. Those are all third party. A lot of like graphic and especially like graphics and stuff. A lot of that is third party things that have come about because of Twitch provided a platform for it. So I think where like they could go and be like, yeah, let's provide all this first party content. I think they're staying away from that because they realize that there is a there's an industry that's built up around this, and in a very kind of new and thriving industry, and they don't want to break that up by going, just this, just that. I mean, they have things now like with Curse. They've got the Twitch app for your
they changed that around.
The desktop. So they've got stuff like that, but it's still, that's a chat and a video chat and an audio chat for people who it was already built into Curse. Now you can just use it for Twitch as well. So I think they don't want to destroy what they already have because unlike other video streaming services, the kind of more open source you can be with it, the more creative you can get, more creative people you can get to come in. So it's like, here's what we want to do. Here's how I can do that. Now you have like people have a choice of choosing 8 different ways to grab their streaming, would it be through Game Show, OBS, or XSplit? And they said that's great because that does exactly what we want them to do without us having to put the time and R&D to do that. And this company's benefiting from it because people will pay money or donate to them to keep providing a service.
Yeah, because here's the thing I noticed earlier, because there's a quick shout out here, is the Pixel Girl is currently doing a 24-hour stream on behalf of a mental health charity. She started on OBS on YouTube, but YouTube and OBS don't work well together because she was getting a lot of buffering, a lot of screen tearing, a lot of stuttering, stalling. It was just freezing the fuck for like 2 or 3 hours. No matter what they did to try and change it for her, it was still happening. She immediately goes on to Twitch, creates an account, no problems at all. And it's like, because OBS and YouTube just don't seem to want to, are not officially tied to be able to use with each other. So that's another thing that Twitch has over YouTube. If you use a streaming platform versus OBS.
They also, because everything is live, as long as you're not breaking total guidelines, they're not beholden to certain things like YouTube, which is an on-demand video service. Since the majority of Twitch things is live, they don't have to worry about certain things,
Yeah, exactly. Like also they won't do, even your video on demand bits. Once you've archived that, if there's something on there that shouldn't normally be part of there, like copyright music content, they'll just mute it for you. So then you won't get a copyright claim on it. So it's like, yeah, people will still watch it. So that helps you out as well, because if you're partnered, then that goes towards your monthly stuff. Adds your concurrent views as well, I guess, because people are still watching it while you're not there.
Now, we should also state that this is a program that they're talking about. A lot of this stuff is still yet to gel together and come as like solid hardcore stuff. It's promising. It's very promising. And as a content creator, let's be honest, I'm a content manager. I'm not really a creator. I do create, but I manage more than I create. It creates some interesting opportunities. Especially because you can see with Twitch also offering you as a video upload service now as well. Did anybody remember that? You can upload your videos to Twitch now?
Yep. Not done it yet, but I've seen it.
But you can. So...
it's just fingers crossed for those invites. I mean, they're going to look at people's channels. So they did say it will take a few weeks to go through. And then even new people that are starting it, that come into that sort of qualification bubble, then there'll be a few weeks for them to go through that as well. Because you got to think how many hundreds of thousands of people are in our position now. and Tig Whippy's soon-to-be position, which is easily done, because we just need to add one more stream consistently.
One
a week?
more hour and 15-minute stream a week. That at least 2 of you, and I'm looking at you, chat, show up to. That's it. And here's the thing: if everybody in our chat right now goes to everybody else's streams, that pretty much does it. That takes care of the concurrent views. And realistically, you're looking at a 2-hour stream once a week. Maybe that does it.
Yeah, and even if you're there, 5-10 minutes, that's a view.
It's got to be concurrent views, so you got to have at least 3 people watching at once.
Yeah.
So that's the kicker. That's where the things get a little funny. So the less you stream, but the more people you have watching your stream, that number bloats. Because remember, as Mark Twain once paraphrased, there are 3 falsities in the world: lies, damn lies, and statistics.
And we all know 98.5% of statistics are made up on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
Including that one.
And 100% of hosts on this podcast believe that.
Yep.
With a plus or minus of 50%.
Here's the point: where does the concurrent bit end? How long is it you're supposed to be there for before you go, okay, that's a concurrent views?
There's a stat. There's a measurable stat. They have the graph in your system. It's something you can look at. So they have a way to measure it. They give you the tools for your success. They don't make it arbitrary and weird and then change it from underneath your nose. They give you the tools to help you succeed.
See, Punisher says hosts can help as well.
So everybody auto-host everybody.
Yes.
Yep.
That's basically what I have going. I think, yes, Lard is auto-hosted with me as well.
Yeah.
So even when I'm asleep, I can help you out.
Yep.
That's the way it's supposed to work. So we can all get money. We can all get paid.
Yeah, the whole point is to be cooperative here.
Yeah, this is we are a community that wants to help each other.
Yeah,
and if you don't like that, you can get out.
There's a door around here somewhere. You can just walk out, close it behind you. So,
hey,
because you want to keep drafts out.
I got into podcasting by coming in through the back door.
Beg your pardon.
Hey. Your phrase, not mine. Go back and listen. Your phrase.
Anyway, so let's move on to the next news story. And didn't you have one, James?
I gotta get the page back up. I had one. It was about a news site, gaming news site, got in trouble.
Oh, what'd they do?
What didn't they do?
Isn't this break news?
Break news. That's it.
UK.
Give me a second here. I'm pulling up the article right now. Totally professional right now.
Super pro.
Super pro. 10 out of 10. Most professional.
That's how we do it.
Really? Did you guys expect anything less at this point?
Is there a method to have quality? We refuse it.
I like to say it's part of our charm of the show. Is the fact that it is so haphazard and funny.
So we take your quality, we look at your quality, and we smile and laugh because we look at we look at quality and go, yeah, that's something we want to aim for, but we miss completely with.
But as soon we set the bar high and then constantly underachieve to it, so we're constantly reaching for better and better. If we set the bar high and we meet that bar, then where do we have to grow to? What do we have to get better at? Nothing. So by underachieving, we are in fact making sure that we are giving you a more quality product every time.
Yeah, we're under-promising and overachieving with our quality.
Exactly.
You see, Will is the optimist out of the group. James is the explicative optimist, and I'm the realist. We will sacrifice every shred of quality to do something remotely stupid.
Yes, well, that is given. That is totally given. All right, so I have the piece of news here. It's Brash Games. Is the name
Brash
of it.
Games.
Brash Games. And the news is that they have changed review scores and scrubbed bylines, going as far as, and they've been caught doing this, not paying writers, but instead trading labor for exposure. Huffington Post.
Oh.
Scrubbing the bylines of writers that left the site, negating said exposure. Changing review scores on reviews they didn't think they lined up with averages. IGN. Linking. These are big ones right here. Linking to gambling sites without any disclosure of possible financial arrangements. A long history of behavior of other websites by Brash Games boss Paul Ryan, not to be confused with Huss speaker Paul Ryan, but
Yeah.
still a dubious name to have. And
During the Jimquisition, every time he said Paul Ryan, it was like, no, not that one. We have a picture of Paul Ryan on it.
and various other practices. So they would not pay their writers. They would then and offer them exposure, then get rid of said exposure, and then I think they also like changed the name of the owner from Paul Ryan to this guy named David James, but David James doesn't exist.
He does. He's a footballer.
Yeah. So what? There's an Atkinson in football too, but you don't see me running out on the pitch for Cheltenham.
So it went from Paul Ryan, no, not that one, to David James, not that one, to the company called Brash Games
Yeah.
LLC.
So I guess bringing this up because, well, us being the little indie group that we are, you kind of have to like look at something and be like this and go, well, really? I mean, like I can understand fudging review scores. The IGN, Metacritic. I mean, right? It's you find
Fucking anyone who has a review score, really.
Yeah, anybody who has a review score. I think our review system is, yeah, you should buy this, or nah, maybe hold off on it. That's like the extent of our review score.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very binary.
It's buy it now, buy it right now. You should buy it. It has a little bit of inflection. It has some minor inflection. It's like a 1 to 5 system. Only the 1 to 5 is to nah.
Yeah. There's a yeah, but that's
It's a sequence of 1 to 5 where each one in the instance is a different sound made by Tim Allen.
so, yeah. It's really bad. You go. Hang on, we may get copyright claim for that.
No, because it's done in parody. It's done in parody. It's covered
Yep.
under fair use.
Yep.
It's the thing though about this, right? Now, I mean, we can look at it going, okay, we're new here. We don't get paid. We don't make money, or a lot of money at all. We're making like cents and maybe $1 down the line, with YouTube stuff. But so if we have people come on board, like streamers and people reviewing stuff that they can get hold of, we can't pay them either.
We're also
And-
not disillusion them with that. That'll be right out of the bat. Hey, we can't pay you.
Because we're not paying ourselves.
The game won't pay itself.
Yeah, the game needs to start paying us to pay ourselves. But yeah, so in that respect, I can, as long as we're really transparent with that stuff, and then if people move on, we can still say, okay, we leave it there for people to say, look, here's the exposure that you should be getting, because even though you've left us or moved on, here's your name. This is yours. You can take this with you as you go through your career.
Mm-hmm.
But they just didn't want to do that. They just like scrubbed it and went, yeah, this is like Brash. This is ours. It's like,
And
nothing-
God forbid we have some sort of fallout with the individual. We're going to be adults about it. We're going to be like, okay, well, we're at a disagreement. We have a situation here. We're going to pull the stuff, but you're still free to take whatever you want to do.
Yeah, and we've done that before. We've had bits where things have come to an end. We've changed. We've moved forward for a different bit, and it's just a case of I asked the person if we could still use it for our YouTube channel, and he went, "Yeah, go ahead, it's yours." It's like, cool. I just wanted to make sure, though. I wanted to ask you because I wasn't going to be a dick about it and just take it because it was on the channel that we did it for. So yeah, so I can understand. I can understand people getting pissed off with that, and I can understand Jim Sterling going mental, saying, "Do not go work for these people. We are not going to get paid, and you should be getting paid." And I agree. People who are making content, doing reviews, should be paid.
And if you ever read him, Will Wheaton did a great article about this as well, because he got contacted by the Huffington Post about an article he wrote about gaming and tabletops, obviously him being very big into the tabletop gaming world. And they said, hey, we want to use your article. And Will Wheaton said, fine. What are the terms? They said, well, we don't want to pay you, but we're going to give it to you for the exposure. And he went, no.
I'm motherfucking Will Wheaton. I would give you exposure.
well, he even said it's like not even the fact that it's like he's like no artist, no person who creates a content should never have that kind of a deal. It doesn't make sense. He's like, he's like, yes, I could probably take this and say, but it should be every content creator there shouldn't be like but we'll give you exposure kind of thing. It's like, what are you gonna do?
Exposure is not that's not a thing. That's not a thing.
It's not a thing.
I mean, it's not guaranteed you're able to give exposure in the first place. It's there as a potential. You can't say, well, this is what's going to happen every single time.
It sounds like the line that Bill O'Reilly was using to his female interns. Ooh, is that too soon? Too soon?
Well, I'll give you exposure.
Too soon?
Still.
Too soon?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
So Will Wheaton exposure. My cousin would love that from Zimmer. But that's So I enjoyed the Jimquisition with that, just going off on them. But I can see a bit where I just went, oh, yeah, because from our point of view, because we're growing, we're new, still in the terms of everything else. Less than a year, we're still new. Over a year, we can't say that anymore. We have to say, So I can see.
We have to say we've been doing this for a year.
Yeah, exactly. But so I can see from that bit where we want people to join us. We want to grow us as a family.
As a community.
As a community. But we have to be honest. We have to say, look, we cannot pay you for doing this because we just can't. We don't have the means to do it. So if people don't want to join us because of that, it's fair enough.
At the same time, any person who's worth their salt it's like you get in what you put out of something. Yeah. Growing anything, anybody who's a potential streamer who is streaming, who is that, you get what you put in. And at that point in time, you look at something like we get something by putting into this because we have fun, we play games, we built a community, we've met a lot of awesome people. Most of you are in the chat right now, and we get something out of that. It's not monetary, but it doesn't have to be. And
the monetary bit will be a bonus.
Yeah, and it doesn't need to be. It doesn't even need to be monetary. I think most of us are doing this because it's fun. When it comes to somebody who's doing kind of creation like that, it may not be about exposure, but at the same time, you shouldn't. If they're working for a website and you're not asking to pay them, you should also understand that you're not paying them, so don't expect them to work for you like you're paying them to work for you. Don't need to set guidelines. You don't need to set that. Most people are probably doing it because it's a labor of love or fun. And if they're not getting anything back from you, you shouldn't expect anything from that. If you we've always said, if somebody wants to write something for us, great. What do you want to write about? Whatever's interesting to you. It's about gaming. If it's within the realm of gaming, and it is interesting to you, and it doesn't piss off about 50 to 60% of the people who watch us, we're fine with it. There's none of that. Like Will, how long have you been after me to get the audio version of the podcast up? How long?
At least 2-3 months.
Yeah, I got to it. It took you guys yelling at me on Twitter, but I got to it.
It's just, and the reason we do that is so we can give people another outlet to listen to us and join in with us. You could say, well, but we wasn't going full bore at you and pulling you to one side and just screaming and shouting because we're not getting paid for it.
No, that took
So, wait,
Terrace.
do we-
It took Terrace.
Yeah, it took our fans to do that, and
Yeah.
that's why.
And that was the big thing, because people who listened to the show openly tweeted at me and said, "We want more of the show." And that all of a sudden gave me, it wasn't of a sense of like, oh crap. It was like, wow, people are actually enjoying this on a day to day. I want to give them more of this. That's what I did.
And it's cool. So yeah, the Brash sort you right there is out.
Yeah. And
So yeah, so is that the news, or do we have any other bits? Have you come across anything else?
does anybody else need to get on the soapbox, Chris?
Yeah. Have you got any esports news?
Nope.
Overwatch is a thing. There's a new event going on right now. Buy the skins.
There is.
That
There is a new
discount
event.
Esports.
Esports. Like here we go. Here's the next bit. Esports. So what's up with esports?
Hey,
Actually, yeah, no. Actually, that's right. There is an esports news. In the Asian Games, esports in 2018 is going to be a game, and in 2022 it's going to be a medal event in the Asian Games. Esports. So you can medal in it. Yeah, so yes, thank you, Simmer. That was the other piece of news I wanted to talk about, but I forgot. Simmer, remind me. So, hey, Asia Games, esports are going to be a medaling category, recognized by Pan Asia. That's kind of big. I mean, think about it.
Enormous.
That's a few steps away from looking at it as an Olympic thing, because remember too, universities are starting esports teams. I think the University of Utah just announced full ride scholarships for an esports team.
There's a few places that have full rides for esports.
But I think this is like it's a major university. It's like the University of Utah, like the state-run college. Granted, it's Utah, which you need a reason to go to Utah.
Now we have one.
Now we have one. Esports. So get good at games. People will send you to school to play video games.
But then you just have to walk around with Mormons all day. So, but then again, if you're stuck in your room, you don't have to go walking with them all day, do you? So because you're playing video games, so you don't have to.
I almost want to think that did they think it through? Do they understand the language that is used in on League, especially non ranked League? I understand. No, here's it. My God, I just understood it. They understand the horrible language that's used. They realize that these people are sinning by swearing so much. So by inviting them into their state, instead of sending the Mormons to them, they're bringing them to the Mormons. I figured it out, guys.
That's clever of them.
It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant.
Fucking genius.
I know. My God, man. Imagine it. Just. But then you think about it, just perpetuates, because now all of a sudden, hey, I'm gonna go AD carry, but also I'd like to talk to you about Jesus Christ, our Savior. Fucking Steve.
AD carried the cross
for your
Christ,
sins.
Have an autosave.
He tanked.
You do if you play this.
He tanked that DPS for your sins.
Because here's the thing, I could go on about this religious stuff, because Easter, right? Easter, let me just point this out before we actually move on to what games we've been playing. Always moves every year, so I want to see Jesus' death certificate to find out what really is date he died on, because they don't fucking know. And two, if they say he rose 3 days later, that's Monday. That's not Sunday. You go Friday to Saturday, Saturday to Sunday. 2 days. 3 days to the Monday. So if you're trying to push your religion on me, at least have some factual bits in there to
and let me have a Monday.
Well, hold on. This one's a bit of it's very important to think about the breakdown of the word. They said he rose in 3 days. Well, if memory serves, he was hung up on the cross in the morning, so it wasn't the day. So then it goes Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
No.
And to go into what we've been... And also talking about zombies. Will, you played a zombie game this week, didn't you?
I did indeed. So that's what leads us into what I've been playing, because we had a game that was given us our code. It was called Yet Another Zombie Defense Game. And it's about £1.59 on Steam. And you normally look at it and go, well, yeah, no, if it's not great, then it's, I paid £1.59. It's not going to be that much. It's actually really good for a cheap game. That is really, really good. I mean, you've got a couple of modes in there. You've got like deathmatch, you've got survival, sort of like an endless mode, and then you've just got a sort of normal mode where you just have to survive over a certain amount of days. Once you survive, let's say like a day and night cycle, you can get money, you can upgrade weapons, you can build barriers to try and slow down the zombie hordes coming at you. And after each night, they get harder and harder and harder. And you can play it co-op as well, so you can have people building up different bits and helping each other out. And it's actually good. It really is. I can't recommend it enough. In the endless mode is...
Don't buy Gears of War for 20 quid. Buy this for cheaper.
£1. Yeah, £1.59 for a cheap, fun game.
You can play with your friends.
Indeed, you can do. And I'm still waiting for a time so we can do it.
The name of the game was Not Another Zombie Defense Game.
Yet Another Zombie Defense. Of which I believe you have a code as well, James.
I do. I have redeemed it.
So we should play it.
It is also a 9 out of 10 on Steam. That's over 7,000 reviews.
I'm really not surprised.
Here it is.
Yeah, no, I told you guys, their games are pretty good.
Yeah, there it is, right there. Steam powered. It's the American store, but there you go.
It's like shameless plug, but it's worth it because it's so fun, because you don't have to just have, let's say, for example, like a wooden barricade. You can have electrified ones and metal ones to try and slow down the zombies, because they're going to eventually break down wood and just to try and get to you. And you can have little turrets on there where you can place like machine guns and just like pistols and rocket launchers, and so there's variety there to try and survive as long as you can. Whereas the endless mode, it's just nighttime, and you just have to try and run around, just surviving like a twin stick shooter. That's pretty much what it is. So yeah, that I can recommend quite a bit. I want to play more of it. 2 hours on a stream of doing that as like a first look, just literally flew by. Let's see what else I've been playing, because I don't really need to mention Rocket League, don't really need to make Disc Jam, even though, again, Ed and our mate Nameless, they didn't kick our asses badly this time. Dishonored. I was actually talking about Dishonored because I've been playing that. Yeah, number 1 at the moment.
Okay.
Right. So I'm working my way through that, and you have to go to find Emily, because you're trying to get her to the safe house. So go into the actual Golden Cat, and I just stumble upon her. I just wander around this bit. I don't go to find the woman, the madame, to try and find out, the information of where she is. I just walk in along in the loft, open the door, and it's like, there's Emily. It's like, oh, bloody hell.
I gotta say, that segment is probably like one of the most real moments in a game. Like, okay, we have an understanding that she might be somewhere around here. We have no idea where. Oh, it was what? It was literally right here. Huh. Like, just, you can easily find her. It's it's like, well, I guess I'm done.
It's like she goes, oh. And she doesn't even need guiding to get to where the entrance is to escape. She just goes there herself. She goes, I'll meet you there. It's like, okay, then I'll just carry on doing what I was going to do. And then I also like in the part where you're in that main mission finding Emily. You have the twins to take you have the contract out on, and even then you don't have to kill them. You can get someone else who comes up and goes, "Oh, by the way, if you do this for me, I'll make sure these two disappear and don't come back, so they don't bother you." So you don't even have to do that. You can go, "Okay, I'll get you that stuff. You do this." And I remembered as well, if I went to the house where he wants the safe file, if I'd have went there beforehand, opened the safe, and nicked all the stuff for myself, I could have taken it for myself rather than give it to him. Because he only wanted what was in the contents of the safe. By the time he got there, who's to say it wasn't empty in the first place? So again, it's these little bits, it's these little parts that you can change around and do differently in Dishonored that makes this game really good. And it's as I've said, it's a beautiful game. And it's just the way the thought processes happen. Because I was trying to do it stealthily. And I can't. I just keep getting caught. And it's like, for fuck's sake, here we go again. Okay. Parlin, even having to like try reloading for a little bit to try and get a better option of this is no, it's going to be full violence, it seems, for the rest of the way. Mafia 3, by the way, I just have to say this because I've been playing more of that, trying to get through it, and I came to that point again where no more story missions happen. Now, this was after a mission where I had to throw a sub-boss out of a window, a penthouse window, and he falls onto a car. Now, to escape, I didn't go into the thingy. I didn't go into the multi-story car park where you sneak into the hotel. No, I went out through the lobby, nicked the car that he fell on. It's like, oh, I recognise this car. I have this. So I'm trying to get away. The roof is crushed. So I'm sort of kneeling down, crouched down. Still, his body's still on the car. It doesn't fall off until you brake suddenly. And the highlights on the stream. No, I haven't seen the Games of Gold for May. Not yet. So there was that. But now, when you come to the point where you don't know where you got other missions to go to, I stumbled across the way that you can actually see what you have to do. On the map, if you press X or square, it shows you the objectives. So it gives you story objectives and then optional objectives. If only I'd have seen that in the fucking first place, I could have gone straight on with it. Because it shows you the bits that you still have to do, like there's not enough damage in this certain area, like this district, like downtown or southwards, and it shows you bits that you have to do and have to find. Okay, it doesn't tell you exactly where they are, like a GPS. You do have to find them in that area, but at least it's pointing you in the general direction. So now I've got 2 more side missions I can do on Tuesday, which is brilliant, fantastic. Speaking of a couple of games I've completed though this week, I ran through Halo 4, and boy is that game short. And the feels right at the end of it. It's like, oh no. It's like, oh, welcome back, Sim. It's just like, I was actually gutted with how it ended. It's just that story, which was building over the other games, really sort of caught me and drew me in on the 4th one. To that crescendo of 4, and it's just like, oh, that's just that really hit.
Which by the way, the story for Halo 4, pay more attention to the characters you know and not the new things.
yeah, that's when it really, because it's only really 2 that you need to pay attention to, isn't it?
Yeah,
Chief and Cortana. That's all we'll say, even though it's been out long enough so people haven't seen it.
And if you want a copy of Halo 5, we can help with that.
We do have it. We have a copy of Halo 5 if you want it to give away to you. Another game I completed was The Force Unleashed 2. Now, last week you remember I said it was night and day from the first one. Well, that changed. That changed back completely in the space of the final level, because not only was the game constantly crashing on us, there's when you're in Kimono, there's an elevator moment where you have to go up, and it goes into an FMV, and it loops, and it sticks on looping, and it sticks on looping, and it continues to loop, and like I just sat there and like, okay, has this crashed? And it did, because there's a glitch in the game that the only way you can get round of on PC is by either pressing space if you're using the keyboard controls, or Alt Tab, wait a few seconds, Alt Tab it again, and it just seems to skip it for you.
Sounds like a KOTOR glitch.
It's frustrating as fuck, as you will see on the actual stream we did. I was glad to get it over. If I went down to easy and just walked through the rest of it, it's like, fuck this, I've had enough. And it's just such a shame, because up to that level, I was enjoying the Force Unleashed 2. I really was. And then the only other one I'm going to say about is Trackmania Turbo, which I got on sale recently. Now, if you haven't played Trackmania before, and you're old enough like me, you remember a game called Stunt Car Racer, where it was just mental tracks, just looping the loop, going sideways, insane jumps. It's pretty much that. But, it's Trackmania. You can build your own courses, you can compete online. Now, competing online is not like, normal straight up race. It's you set a time, they set a time, you compare it. Person with the fastest lap gets the win. But there's also a co-op mode on there where you can use your two controls. See, as Jim said, Stunt Car Racer by Jeff Crammond. Classic. But you can use the controls for the same car. So you're both controlling it. Kind of like the co-pilot bit that they brought out, but it's you using full control over each of it. And it seems like if someone oversteers, the other person can sort of adjust, try and keep the car going. Because I was watching this on the Xbox On stream, and it's just like, that's a really cool idea. And yeah, score chasing on it is a bugger though, especially with the sort of, there's a buggy on there, and it's like an off-road buggy, but it's skittish as hell. So you just have to do like really minor adjustments, or just go flying. But the handling is really light as well, so it can bounce off like a pinball doing stuff, and it just frustrates you because it's not partially all your fault. And if you lose it, chances are you missed your goal time. And so that you have to restart, and so it's just very but addictive, so you have to keep trying. And that's pretty much all I've played this week. I'm not going to go on about everything else. James, you want to go next?
Sorry, the bitrate's being a bitch. Word.
It's going up and down, is it?
Yeah, so let me do this. Please hold. Okay. We're going back, and it still may be shit. Well, we're back on YouTube. I can see us there.
Yeah.
But Twitch...
That's really weird.
Twitch is being really funky. Hi, friends! Can you see us? How bad is the lag? Also, why does Twitch do this? When I tell it to mute, it is muted. Yet when it starts talking... and like
it seems we're back on Twitch as well. I just saw us.
Yeah, there we
After
go.
a refresh.
There we go. Though it's still saying we're way under kilobytes a second. We're hugely under.
Shall we continue? See what happens?
Sure. People can yell at us if it's bad.
Okay, no worries. So anyway, yeah, James, what have you been playing this week, mate?
One game. A newer game. Persona 5. I would have shared it with everybody.
But it's on gag order.
But it's on gag order. which
Damn
is
them.
which is sad because it's a good game, and it's a more interesting version of a JRPG that I've seen lately. It's different, and it's different enough. It's got style. It's got like it's very in its own, and it gets it. Fuck. I can't. We're dropping so many. We're at 50% frame rate drop.
Jesus.
It's bad on YouTube too.
Yeah.
All right, people, hold on a sec. Please hold while we fix the technical and wait for it to be really loud. Frame rate drop. Frame rate. It's not even bit rate.
Okay.
It's frames. We were dropping the frames harder than Kurt Cobain dropped acid. We're coming down off a high worse than Jim Morrison.
We're not winning anymore like Charlie Sheen. So you'd say restream server.
Could be. This looks better. Haven't dropped any frames yet. Hello, YouTube. Can you see me?
There we go. We're back on again.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Are you still are you still there? I hope you are.
Are you still there?
So apparently, connecting to Washington D.C. and connecting to Washington D.C. and Toronto, bitrate crap. Connecting to Los Angeles, totally fine.
So anyway, Persona 5.
Persona 5. Yes. I have been playing Persona 5.
Worst story impression ever.
It's like I'll start from the beginning. Persona 5. I would have loved to share it with everybody, but as Chris put it, it's on gag order. So I've been playing it myself, and it's fun. It's interesting. They've got some interesting mechanics in it. The fact that it's on a times table, like you only have X amount of days to do things, and you have to plan them out, and you also have to manage your like time in and out of school, and like do this during this day, or like not go in there and not advance in the dungeon, but at the same time take care of like speaking to your comrades, which will make them stronger, which gives you more abilities to fight in the dungeon. It's a very kind of like a lot going on and a lot to kind of manage, so it's not where it just kind of also is like, well, realistically, you're going a dungeon, you're just proceeding through that dungeon, and all the rest of it is just kind of blinders and stuff to prevent you to realize you're just running a dungeon. One dungeon. But it does it so well. And I think the big thing too is like the music is key. The soundtrack is amazing. The art style is very it's styled. It talks about a lot of adult things. The first person's heart who you can take, and I'm going to say this because it's before the 7th all this happens. You go against a teacher who is beating and molesting students. That's like the first thing.
Yeah.
You go into it, and like these, there's signs, and they talk about how because he was like such a great athlete, an Olympic gold medal, because he's advancing the school's prestige. A lot of the parents and stuff kind of like turn a blind eye to it and just say you're not weak. It's very adult in that kind of sense, and it doesn't shy away from it too. I mean, like they show kids. They show the bruises. They show these things on the kids. They talk about, the mental trauma, because you go into this guy's castle and you see like the representations of the beatings that he's giving these kids. So it talks a lot about there's a lot of adult themes in it too, and it's just sad that you can't share this kind of a game, because this is a game that could really, really shine on a stream. Especially because of all the stupid stuff that you can do Like, I mean, to raise your proficiency, you can go and play a batting game. To raise your guts, you do a hamburger challenges.
Do you think though with the serious parts and the adult themes that if it was able to be streamed, and if let's say someone who was like a victim of this sort of stuff but hasn't come forward, could you think then that if they saw this on stream and it was dealt with in an adult way on that stream, that it would help them maybe come forward and help them change their life in a positive way?
I would hope so. Mainly because if you think about your group, the Phantom Thieves are going after this person to steal his and change his desires to the point where he realizes what he's been doing is horrible, and he turns himself in and then tries to repent for it. And it shows that people can kind of do these kind of things, and like a small group of people take if pushed the right way, can do the right thing and create the right thing. I mean, the next person you go into, and this is still before the 7th, is an old man who he's a great artist, but he's a great artist because of all the proteges he has. He basically says, "You're creating my art. Your art is not worthy of it, so I'm going to post the art out under my name, gain all the prestige." And he basically uses them until they're no longer creating good art, and then throws them to the side. Doesn't pay them for their work. Says he'll give them exposure. Yeah, right? Callbacks. We're about that here. Boom. Nailed it. No.
So he's a Mr. Brash.
Yes.
No, he's Paul Ryan. Not that one.
Not that one. But it's...
Thanks, Jim Sterling.
It's very... They don't shy away from things. They don't overly throw it in your face either, which I think is important. Like, they're not just there like gore, sex, blood, blah blah blah. It's there, and it's shown, but it's not shown. I mean, I think one of the more manipulative things is that one of the girls who becomes a party member, she that teacher who's been abusing students tries to get her to have relations with him. Yeah. And he does that by saying her friend is a starter on the volleyball team, so if you want her to keep her spot, this is how you need to start having relations with me. And when she turns him down, he goes and basically verbally abuses the girl to the point where she wants to take her own life because she's so stressed out about the situation. And I look at this and I'm like, this is like, this is really close to home. You can see this kind of thing. This isn't, they're showing this kind of stuff. I'm like, this isn't like, oh, we're here to go, I'm going to go kill Omega Drive to get my Buster Sword to level 20. I mean, this is very topical issues. This is happening in schools and everything, and it's, the fact that they're using this as kind of fuel. And granted, Atlas and Persona games have kind of always been like that. They've always been kind of edgy, talk about the dark side of things, but it's like, it's interesting. And once again, it's, if you can get it, it's a different JRPG. It's got very interesting mechanics, but the story is told very well, and the score fits it, and it's told in almost kind of a flashback, where the main character has been captured, and you're basically talking to a prosecutor about what happened, and during those flashbacks is like kind of the sequence of events, because you wrote down in your diary what you did, so it's kind of brought through that way in the mechanics. I think Ed has been playing this game too, right?
Yeah, he was one that he was really looking forward to playing. I know there's a few people that was really looking forward to playing it. It's and it does seem like the game that it's one that people really, really should be experiencing.
Yeah, it's very good. Like, it is very strong. I mean, once again, it's a JRPG, but it's not your prototypical JRPG. I would strongly recommend it. Once again, and I would love to be able to show you, and maybe if there's a gag order gets rescinded at some point, I'll stream it. I'll play something, or we'll do a bit on it. We'll maybe do a review on it. But it's if you want my first 15 hours worth of experience in the game, it's worth it. I've always, and I can tell you the game is good because I've always found it to be. I'm at a point. Well, I'll keep playing till the next save point. Kind of a game.
Yeah, it's just that extra few minutes, just that one more bit that drives you in and just pulls you in and just makes you want to play it because you're enjoying it. A bit like Horizon did.
Very much like Horizon did. Once again, like Horizon, it was a game I was not expecting to buy. I bought on a whim, and I'm thoroughly enjoying. Or a game I was super hyped for, Mass Effect, it's kind of sitting on the wayside right now.
Yeah, that and Bulletstorm. I've put discs in, but I haven't played them yet. I haven't turned them on properly.
Besides from that, I just played Destiny because it was Iron Banner and Stellaris. A little bit of Stellaris. I'm trying to get that back up and running with some mods so that we can have some fun. Funnily enough, I was testing out kind of one of the different races, so I decided it to be authoritative slaver government that basically started off with a subservient species, and they're all about kind of like warlike enslaving, and they found another gate. They found another race. I was like, oh, cool, I found another race. Like, great. And all of a sudden, like, I can attack them and I can enslave them. And it's at the Sol system. Like, oh, I found humans. Great, we're going to enslave humanity. And all of a sudden it pops up in the communications. And it goes, greetings from the Tigwhippies Empire. Our community manager, James, would like to speak to you on behalf of Galactic Peace. I'm like, I did this to myself, didn't I? I have to enslave the Tigwhippies collective because I'm an enslaving species, and I'm gonna have to fight the Tigwhippies community. I'm like, what did I do? And Kim's like, well, you got to do it now. You got to fight them. I'm like, but how can I? I grew this. These are my people. She's like, but they're technically not.
They're clones. They're horrible clones of us. Similar, I've started this new game called Division. So I'll let you discuss the Division if you want.
I like the Division. I think it was as with most massively multiplayer games, I think it was hyped too hard. They expected too much, and they under-delivered. I think that in recent months, it has actually gotten very strong and is a very solid game as a looter shooter goes. PvP in the end game has gotten a lot stronger, but I think because of that initial gut shot reaction, most people have been driven away from it, which is sad to see because it is a good title. Simmer, if you're playing it on PC or PlayStation 4, I have it. I would be happy to play The Division with you.
Because you're a good player of it. I remember playing some streams with you.
Yeah, it was just
back in the day when it was like
we have those streams. They still exist. PC, my man. I'll get your Uplay after this, so we can eventually play some Division together. I won't say you won't play with anybody well, but I can play a little bit. I believe it's pretty cheap. Yeah, Prey is out in a few weeks, but I can tell you, Punisher, it looks like another first-person shooter to me.
I'll get it. I'll get Prey because when he first revealed it, it looked really good. But we'll see whether I get it.
That's the one where you can turn into a mug, right?
No, it's a game. Oh, Gary's Mods. That reminds me of. It's like a game of hide and seek. We can just like transform into like a cup. You're just hiding.
Yep, the prop hunt.
Yep.
Dropping things.
Prey is just really, really high quality prop hunt.
AAA prop hunt. 10 out of 10. Best prop hunt ever.
I really hope they make that the multiplayer. Like, it's just prop hunt.
We'll prop hunt again.
But like really nice graphics, because you know how they do.
Well, they got to be top of the range this time, aren't they? Prop hunt in 4K.
Prop hunt in VR. Can you imagine VR prop hunt?
After Doom, their visual fidelity really needs to be on top all the time for the rest of eternity.
See, here's something funny. All right. See, now I imagine this is an opportunity. I imagine, okay, so you have prop hunt. You do the VR version of prop hunt, but you map out the house that you're in, and you're playing VR prop hunt with all the people wearing VR in the actual house that you're playing prop hunt in. Markiplier, I'm looking at you. Do this, because this seems like something you would do, and it would just be fucking ridiculous. Because not only are you going to see, like, okay, we're looking around, I don't see anything, but I just imagine, like, there's just a bush there, and you look at it, it's just Markiplier standing like this with a VR helmet on, and other people, like, looking around with VR helmets on. Just, like, the potential for just looking like an idiot, which you do when you wear the VR helmet. Don't act like you don't.
Here's what it has to be. It has to go along. There needs to be the players who are hiding should have a station outside where they're playing in like a normal screen, because then they can be any size object. They're not gonna be like, oh, let me be a mouse, and then someone walks up to a desk and like touches them, like that's obviously a person there.
But it provides more room for hilarity if the person is actually there.
It does provide more room for hilarity. As a game,
see, once again, we're talking about a game, but I'm talking more of like it's more of a sketch comedy piece than it is an actual game. The game is the fuel that we use to make the sketch comedy piece.
Just interject. Punisher wants me to play Outlast 2.
What's Outlast 2?
It's like a walking horror game. It's one where you know, if it's like the first Outlast, you have like a mobile phone or camera as what you see your way, and you have to keep running away. You have no weapons to fight back, and you just have to just run and hide. And I've played a bit of Outlast, and it was all right. I mean, I didn't get far into it because, you know, you get to that point where it goes from being a bit scary to fucking frustrating, you know? It's like, where the fuck do I go now? Why is this not, you know, it's good. It's just, yeah, I mean, some bits look scary and a bit uncomfortable, but I don't get the theory of wanting me to play scary games. I mean, I played Resident Evil and yeah, it was unnerving, but I didn't jump out my skin a lot of the time going, I jumped, but you know, it's sort of, oh, you bugger. But
no, if you want him to be scared, have him play Dead Rising with the lights off. Like, I stopped playing Dead Rising because of that. Like, I was home alone, there's nobody in the house. I was like, I got Dead Rising, I'm gonna play it. All the lights off, like everything's open. Well, no, not Dead Rising. It was the,
I can't remember what his name again.
Isaac the Engineer was in it.
Oh, Dead Space.
Dead Space. There it is. It's Dead Space. Yes. Sorry. Thank you. Dead Space. All the lights are off. It's quiet in the house. I'm wearing headphones and I'm playing Dead Space. And like the second or third jump scare happens and I was like, nope, I'm done. I'm done. I took the headphones off. Every light in the house went on and I literally like sat in my bedroom with all the lights on with like 2 cute kittens playing because I'm just sitting there going like, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
Now, Dead Space was freaking. I had to similar. I was like, I had to walk away from it for a few weeks. It's like, yeah, nope. I'm not playing that for a while. Nope. But I thought it was the other zombie game that I can't remember the bloody name of it. Dying Light. That's it. Playing that because I've got to play the following. I haven't done that DLC bit for it, and in VR, that was brilliant. Have you played anything else then, James?
A lot of Persona.
No worries. In that case, then we will go. Chris, it's over to you, sir.
It is I, and now it is my turn to shine. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been playing some sort of games of survival varieties. I've been joining Regis Castus on his stream for some Rust, which I'll be doing later this evening, by the way, if he's still alive after this. I will also be playing some more Ark Survival Evolved, which I started last night. And there was something else I attempted to do, which was Doom. I played a little bit of Doom, and it didn't really work out that much because I was trying to switch the rendering engines, and I didn't want to do it while I was streaming.
Is that the original or the remake?
2016.
Ah,
The beast mode monstrosity of a game.
Yes.
Oh, I love it. I still love it. I'm actually signed up for Quake for the upcoming Quake, and I'm gonna be buying the shit out of that. I really hope that they keep the story within the realm of Quake 4, because Quake 4's story was interesting to say the least.
Quake had a story.
Quake 4 did. Quake 1, 2, and 3, not so much. I mean, I think the story was like, oh, some dudes want you to fight things, go do it.
Damn those dudes! They're always the dudes.
Those dudes.
The dude guys.
I think Quake 3 had the most story out of the first 3. And then Quake 4 had an actual campaign mode. Which is why Quake Enemy Territories even existed to begin with.
do they really need a story though? A coherent story. I understand you need a reason to go and just shoot bad guys, but you don't need that much of a reason. I mean, Black was a prime example of this. It's like, it's unadulterated gun porn. You just need to go A to B, shoot stuff, boom, next.
Well, here's the thing. They've always had some level of story, usually in the form of text. Same with the Doom games. There was always a story with the Doom games. It wasn't a heavily convoluted story, but it was interesting, and when you compile it all together, it's amazing. And there's, depth to it. So, it's one of those things where you didn't think it had much to it, but there was a lot more. Quake 4 was a story of a soldier fighting in a futuristic war against a series of aliens called the Strogg, who take the enemies that they slay and turn them into their own soldiers via cybernetics and crazies. So that was the thing. That was the main plot of that. Is you are dude, you get caught by them, you turn into bad dude, but you didn't finish the process, and now you are still good dude fighting bad dude as bad dude.
Yes.
Kind of like Cybermen, really.
Very, very similar, yes.
You would be assimilated.
Or
simulated.
Or the new Mass Effect. There's kind of a plot line in there about that.
Okay.
The creepy thing about it is that, and here's one of my favorite scenes in a video game. I thought Quake 4 was going to have a twist. I mean, the twist was that you get caught.
The twist was there wasn't a twist.
The twist was that you get caught. They also, I think they left it on a pretty heavy cliffhanger, if memory serves. I haven't played it in a long time, since since the dawn of the arcade, the Xbox 360 arcade. So a long time. So what happens is you get caught and you go into this factory and you're just kind of bolted down and hopped up on adrenaline, absurd amounts of adrenaline. And
Doom Guy levels of adrenaline?
Doom Guy levels of adrenaline.
Okay.
And you're put on this conveyor belt, and you're sent through, and you're watching these other pods kind of going forward and going through this factory process, and you're seeing tools come down from the ceiling and do stuff, and then, you're just watching a factory process, and it gets up to you, and it's starts cutting into your chest and pulls out a couple organs. Oh! Okay, goes forward, puts on plates on chest where organs were removed. Oh, okay. Chops off all of limbs, replaces with cybernetic limbs. And then one of them is you actually watch this needle thing that goes down. You see it go down right towards the headpiece of the other person. You go up to you, and you watch it go through. It goes in, your vision goes black, and it pops out. And this is off memory, so it may not gone black. This may not be 100% accurate. I apologize if it's not. I'll try and find a thing while we're doing the outros, and I'll post it in the chat. When it pops out, you're going through these other processes, and now you have access to new things that you didn't have access to before because you are part of the Strogg instead of part of the humans.
Quake 4 is on Steam.
It is.
It is.
You sound more like a bloody Syndicate agent than anything else. Because remember the opening of Syndicate right back in the day, and it's like you almost like spread eagled up on this unit, and you got the actual machine moving around. It clamps onto your arm, and you hear, and you cringe because that's the arm being ripped off, and you hear it. It's just like, oh, you feel it as well. You voluntary sort of spasming of. That's what it sounds like.
By the way, there's a video of it in the chat. So if you ever want to watch that, fair warning, it's very graphic. It's very, very graphic. But it was a very interesting game. And as multiplayer, it was a lot of fun. It was a good party game. So here's the thing. With the new Doom, they included a lot of lore that you didn't have to pay attention to. And a lot of other stuff. I'm really hoping to go about the same route with Quake and just have it be kind of like a new shiny run and gun, and then the story elements you can start checking out on your own time. And I'm really hoping they do that along with it. But it looks gorgeous. And I played Quake a lot as a kid. So it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be good.
It's going to be very good.
It's going to be very good.
Wow, such good. Much wow. Will has gone into stalker killer mode, as you can tell by the lighting.
Because I'm on Steam looking at like Quakes.
Steam.
William Murder Keller.
Hype good.
There we go.
There's it's good hype. We like good hype.
We like good hype. We get excited for games.
In Soviet
Games
Russia, game does not get hype. You do not hype game. Game hype you.
So is that what you've been playing then this week?
Indeed.
Cool. Okay, then I think we can actually talk about next week's show before we do shout outs.
Yeah.
Because do you want to say it, James? I'll let you say it because this was your idea.
So next week is a normal week, but the 29th is International Tabletop Day. If you're anywhere or know anything, is about playing board games and enjoying board games and getting together with people to play games. Now we obviously are the game won't play itself, and I am going to extrapolate that meaning by game meaning any form of game, since we've talked about Dungeons and Dragons in the past. We are going to be playing a board game on Steam. It's Ticket to Ride. Now, me, Chris, and Will all be playing. But I will dare say, what is it? What's it in UK? How much is it?
It's $3.99.
$3.99. How many players is Ticket to Ride? 3, 4 players?
I think it goes up to 6.
I think it was 6. Let's have a quick
We
look.
all check Steam
I'm not.
to see if Ticket to Ride is on the 6, people.
So let's view the store page. Because that will tell us how many people it can play.
4 live opponents.
It's 4 people.
I'm thinking 4.
So 4.
Yeah.
I'm thinking 4 too. Mainly because of that one tabletop episode when they played.
Yep. So basically, if someone wants to play with us,
If you have Ticket to Ride or want to buy Ticket to Ride, and let us know, you can join us and play Ticket to Ride. Now, if Kim gets Ticket to Ride, we're going to let her go first.
Yep.
For obvious reasons.
Kim has priority.
She has priority. She's a patron. But if you want to get it and she doesn't and she bows out, the next person will play Ticket to Ride with us for International Tabletop Day, which we'll be celebrating a day early because we do the show on Fridays.
indeed. So all we'll talk
Oh,
about
wait.
is we'll do the news and then we'll get into it, and then people can talk to us while we play.
We may be inviting Amanda then.
Amanda, if Amanda wants to play, we'll have another streamer. That might be worth
Because I
it.
think we were talking about we were working with schedules with Amanda because we're trying to get Amanda on the show, and Amanda wants to be on the show, but scheduling is
horrendous.
That's next week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I think she said she was good next week. I don't know. We'll talk.
We'll talk.
We'll table talk.
We'll table.
Sponsored.
So, International Tabletop Day. We'll be talking about tabletop games and hyping that up. And on that Saturday, you should go to your local game store. Because if they're doing something, you should be a part of it. Because it's about playing people, meeting people, play games. If they're not doing anything, it's still your local gaming store. Buy a game, goddammit. Really, you should support that. Even as dice. You play Dungeons and Dragons. I know some of you play role-playing games. You need to buy dice. That old set of dice that you have hasn't been cutting it. It hasn't been rolling the 20s like it used to. You need that new set of...
Doesn't matter that you have 37 sets.
No. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
I bought the original this week.
Yeah.
So there you go.
That's what we'll be playing. Because we're playing Ticket to Ride America because America.
It's America.
It's America. It's
the original. The original, you know, we thought we get
the OG, so we can get Will confused with like Hartford,
so Birmingham, Birmingham. There's a Leicester,
York. There's a New York,
and there's a New England.
Yes, that's more of a region than a city. But yeah, we'll go with that.
That's pretty big. New England is a lot bigger than we think.
The original England is a region, you can call it.
Yeah, but the original England has like 8 names. It's like, and it all depends on how big of what you want to call England is. Is it England? Is it the United Kingdom? Is it the British Isles?
Yeah, only because.
Well, hold on. Isn't England a specific section, and then Britain is another specific section?
Britain is England, Ireland, Northern Ireland, Scotland, and Wales.
Yeah.
What's England?
And then the UK is the big bits, like all of them.
Yeah, all of it combined, or the different name of Great Britain. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So the thing is, it's like England is like basically anything south of Scotland, correct?
South of Scotland, and so and east of Wales is England.
Right.
Because Wales sort of hangs off the side of England like a tumour.
So it doesn't include the Isle of Man.
Oh yeah, Isle of Man is part of it as well. Like Jersey is as well, and Guernsey,
and Cornwall,
and the Isle of Wight, Yeah.
You see, our Jersey we try to forget about.
Yeah, no, we do. Yeah, we wish New Jersey would just not. We want old Jersey, not New Jersey.
Because old Jersey has holes in it.
New Jersey has holes in it too for a totally different reason.
Exactly. Well, New York has to dump his toxic waste someplace.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, don't let them fool you. The New York Giants play in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Don't let them fool you. New York is not part of New England. Anyone outside of New England and New York don't seem to get that.
Yeah. It's not part of the Tri-County area. That's not the part of the Tri-County. That's the other thing. Like, oh yeah, New York Tri-County. It's like, no, that's not it. That's. And I might be saying this wrong, but that's Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Providence, Rhode Island. That's the tri-state area.
Yeah, because New York is just state on its own. It's like New York State.
Yeah, no, and its capital is Albany, not New York City. Surprise. Even more of a surprise, it's quicker to get to Boston from Albany than it is to get to New York City from Albany.
So this stuff is like, oh, okay.
This is all going to be relevant information for Ticket to Ride, mind you. This is going to be very relevant information. I am piping the game.
Yes, golf drum tower. So if you have Ticket to Ride on Steam and you want to play with us, if we have that room, the extra room, come in, join us.
We may have Amanda.
Let's all be inclusive.
Or if there's enough of you, we could get a second game of Ticket to Ride going, and we can have multiple games of Ticket to Ride. because it's tabletop game, and you should be playing tabletop games with people.
Yes.
Or video games. I mean, just gaming with people in general is kind of the theme here. We prefer tabletop games, but I mean, if you're gonna play Destiny with somebody, or I don't know, Mortal Kombat, I'm not gonna judge.
I will.
I will. It's a tabletop game. It's not a tabletop game. Damn it.
Game.
But what happens if your TV is on the tabletop?
I'm sorry, but
Well, the game isn't on the tabletop.
Well, with the console's on the
disc.
tabletop.
Everybody else doesn't want to play Monopoly. It's a
No.
tabletop board game.
No, but
So-
it is
so we
not
settled
a
on this-
good
No,
board game.
Monopoly is a medieval torture device
Exactly. Everybody
made to ruse out spies and
and tear apart families. Tear apart families.
And bad Trump clones who can't run businesses properly. But so on that note, we're gonna give shout outs to Kimberly, who's our patron. Thank you. Is it awesome? It's awesome. Cool. Yeah. Also want to do another quick shout out because at the moment when this is recorded on the Friday night into Saturday morning for us, Pixel Girl is in the middle of a 24-hour stream. Go to her Twitch because she can't use YouTube properly for it,
And what's her
which is Pixel __ girl _. And if you can, give her a bit of a donation.
how do you spell pixel?
Pixel.
P hang on. Yeah, keep going, guys. Pixcl
So yeah,
underscore.
Boop.
2
That's
underscores.
the same
girl.
thing. I did that thing that happens a lot to me.
But yeah, so give her a follow. Give her a look. Give her some support because she's going to be going an extra 2 hours now because she felt bad about what was happening with YouTube, and I've tried to say, look, it's not your fault. People won't be against you just continuing it because it's your 24 hours. You started then, you were playing games. If things are being fixed around that's not a problem. You were still doing the 24 hours, but she's having none of it, and she wants to do the 26 to sort of make up for it. So give her all the support you can. If you can donate, brilliant, even better. So that's a shout out. I also want to shout out Spider as well because Spider was giving us shout outs on his streams recently, and Spider is freaking awesome. He does like animations and things for YouTube introductions, and he's an artist, and he's really good. And there you go. Even there's a link. As we will be hosting her channel when we go off air.
Yes.
So we can help her out in that way. But I think that's it. Any more shout outs?
Spider, you should DM me on Twitter.
Yes.
By the way.
Yes. Do that. I also want to give Antonius a shout out as well because hopefully over the weekend I will be doing a collaborative Rocket League stream with him. Sunday, you're going to get a double stream because you're going to get the Sunday service for More Dishonored. But because I reached 316 followers on Twitch, Gio, who might still be in the chat, asked me to do, or said to me, he's like, you should do a WWE stream because it's Lard 316. Oh, I looked at it, thought about it, and went, yeah, that sounds like a good idea, actually. So I'm going to do one because last count I was up 317, so we have passed it. So, might as well. Because, from playing some normal matches rather than going through a career, I'll be Steve Austin. Because you see the link there. It's there. And so, join us for that as well. You can find us on twitch.tv/LardTeammaker. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on PSN, Xbox Live, all under Lard Teammaker, and Steam PSN_LardTeammaker. But if you are contacting us about adding us as a friend, just let us know where you heard us from. Because blank stuff, I'm like, it could be anyone. No. Could be a bot. No. Because I have this weird sort of bot thing that's following us around on Twitch. And it's really, really unsettling and creepy. And I'm going to call it out. It's called Faye Gwent. FAEGWENT. It's not even following me on Twitch. It appears in my chat room. It has been banned, so it can't do anything apart from just sit there. But it's really, really creepy and unnerving. It's like, just fuck off. So if you see it in your chat, it's not a proper person. Right? There you go. There's your bits. Where can they find you, James?
Take Whippies. I'm the game won't play itself. You send us a Twitter, I'm there. If you go to the YouTube channel, which is now youtube.com/the game won't play itself. It's real. We did it, guys. 10 out of 10. We did it. I'm there. YouTube, I'm there. Twitch, I'm here. Yeah, I'm everything. Even the Facebook page, except for our Instagram, which is run by Kimsey. She puts all those posts together. And I'm happy that she does, because if I had to deal with one more social media, I just sorry, got stuck in the infinite loop. Error. Gotta upgrade the BIOS.
You gotta restart again.
Oops, that didn't transition yet. We're back.
But yeah, and Chris, where can they find you, mate?
Well, you can find me pretty much universally as Hergleman. You can find me on the YouTube at youtube.com/Hergleman, twitch.tv/Hergleman, and twitters.com/Hergleman.
Twitter.
Find me all those places. Twitters.com.
Twitters.com.
Hopefully that's not a horrifying abomination of a
checking
website.
that out right
I'm
now.
praying to God. Oh, good God.
Twitters.com.
We find out it's like this enormous just porn site, and it's just awful. It's exclusively for an awkward fetish that, like, it's just not. It's. You wonder why.
So I want to see your Twitters.
I have it loaded. It's a white screen. It just says watch our latest video, contact twitters.com. But if you click and drag, so you can highlight everything, it actually just says twitters.com since 2002. Twitters has created videos, art, and animation on twitters.com since 2002. And that's it.
Okay, so it's a dead site from 2002.
Dead site.
We're fun. Okay, so twitters.com/Hergleman will do nothing, but twitter.com/Hergleman, well, that'll get you my Twitter. And you can find me streaming on my page shortly after. So once you're done tossing some dollars over to Pixel Girl, feel free to swing by and encounter myself playing some Rust and maybe Dota 2.
Dota 2.
Dota 2.
Dota 2.
Dota 2.
They took their jobs.
And on that note, we're going to bugger off. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for any follows, all the usual good stuff. We will catch you next week for the tabletop edition
Tabletop.
on the podcast. To say if there's a free space and you want to join us for Tickets to Ride, please do, because we'll have you if there's room.
If there's not a free space because Amanda's there, enjoy it. She's hilarious in a gem.
But for now, it's time to say goodbye.
Good night, England.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, England.
Bye-bye.
Good night, America.